kind of messed up, but we'll fix that. All right, guys, listen. Coming to you on a Thursday night. Things have apparently, after our Tuesday night show, we've apparently kicked the political wheel, to rolling around in Georgetown County. There were two. First of all, good evening and welcome to Andrews the podcast. Um, if you are just your first time here, welcome, and make sure you hit the follow button so that anytime we go live like this, you'll be one of the first persons to get it. Now, again, there were some interviews done today and you see up in the headlines, it says fact check, exposing the lies, setting the record straight on Andrews and taxes. Now, what I'm talking about is a interview that took place today on Gab News. It's on his YouTube page, um, with the candidate Craig Cumbie, who is running in District 3 now. If you've been following for any length of time, District 3 is the district that a part of Andrews sits in, and that's why we are heavily concerned about what's going on in District 3. Some topics were brought up. There's a lot of misinformation. So what we're going to do is not be disrespectful. And Mr. Cumbie, me disagreeing with you is not me disliking you or anything like that. It's just on these particular topics, I think that you are misinformed. So hopefully here I can help you also and help people um, who because as a journalist, Gab did a horrible job as to pushing back on some of the things that you put out there, especially about the town of Andrews. And I just need you to understand that when you come for the town of Andrews, it just is not going to be like it used to be. And before, you could just say things and just you need to have some factual basis to what you're saying. You need to know what you're talking about. Basically, is what I'm saying. And so, we're gonna get into that. I actually asked the mayor to come up tonight because his name was brought up in the interview that was about District 3, Georgetown County Council District 3, and the first part of the interview is about the town of Andrews. So I brought him along so he could help me sort out between what's fact and fiction. So I'll go ahead and bring him up right now. All right, sir. Thank you for joining me on this Thursday evening. How are you?
Oh man, hey, doing well. Just a little tired. Had a conference or not a board meeting in Columbia this week, or today, yesterday, I should say, and today, and so getting back. So need some rest, but again, I think it's anytime that we have some some misinformation, whether it's by design or mistake, we need to address those things up front, especially as it pertains to Andrews. Because it's too important right now. We're I don't know how many days, but we're very close to
33.
33 days. So
33 days.
33 days from election, and people will start voting here shortly. And so I want to make sure that the citizens of Andrews and of District 3 understand what the truth is. And and so I appreciate you pointing out that the interview today, I had an opportunity to listen at it at least once. And there are some concerning comments and suggestions that was made, um, that just need to be, the record. People just need to
I,
understand what the truth is.
I even had a thought today. I said, you know what? Maybe I should start doing the show and take my face off the screen. Maybe that's why people are not listening, because anybody that listens to this, and I think we speak clear English where people can follow, but the level of misinformation that came from that interview for Mr. Cumbie it's scary. That term has been thrown around about this national election a lot. Oh, this is scary. It's just scary. When that's how I felt. First of all, I was angry because it was just like it don't make. How hard is it to pick up a phone and get the correct answers for what it is you're spewing out there? Okay, and as an interviewer, again, Scott, come on, dude, you got to do a lot better, because you're letting misinformation just go out, and you're not fact checking. But that's why we're here, I guess, to do this tonight. And again, I appreciate you joining me. I'm gonna put the interview on the screen here, and we'll get into. I skipped past the introduction part. I don't think that had any it was just basically him introducing himself, saying that he was a business owner, family man, and just a hardworking citizen from Georgetown County that was concerned. And he became concerned, like a lot of people, with the conditions in District 3, and so he decided to run. But let's
I spoke with Mr. I mean, I've I've spoken briefly a few times over the past couple of years at the county council. And he came to I think either one or two of our meetings, as to let folks know that he was voting. So nice guy.
And he didn't listen. And people, before you get all thinking that I'm on here to just bash, he didn't say anything negative about the you per se, the mayor. He didn't say anything negative about you.
No.
But what he said about the town bothered me, because it's misinformed. And I don't know where whoever's watching this, I don't know where you're from. I'm from Andrews, South Carolina. So anytime you talk about selling, let me slow down and let him say this. But anytime you talk about destroying and getting rid of the place that I call home, the only place that I know as my home, you better have you better know what you're talking about when you're saying that. If not, I will challenge you on it. And it's gonna be challenged tonight. So let me pull this up here again. Yeah, he had, he didn't say I'll let him say it himself.
Okay.
Get here. Here we go.
All my life, I've had, besides 2 years, I lived in Williamsburg, West Andrews, Williamsburg County. I was born and raised right in Maryville, off the corner of Old Charleston and Oakley Street. I went to school, grammar school right on up, even some technical colleges I went to. So I have a family. I have one son, and I have a granddaughter now, which I'm very proud of. And so
you're a business owner too.
Yeah, I own my own company. I've been forgot about. I mean, we have elderly people in our community that have been begging for sewer. They need sewer. Sampit wants sewer. There's areas that they've been fighting for a long time that they haven't gotten. Now, there's ways we can go about getting different things besides a tax increase and besides the 1 cent sales tax. I mean, there's ways we can get things done without.
All right, let me get myself together here.
Impacts the whole county, but you're specifically in District 3. What specific things in District 3 do you see happening that needs changing?
Well, some areas of the county have been left behind. They've been forgot about. I mean, we have elderly people in our community that has been begging for sewer. They need sewer. Sampit wants sewer. There's areas that they've been fighting for a long time that they haven't gotten. Now, there's ways we can go about getting different things besides a tax increase and besides the 1 cent sales tax. I mean, there's ways we can get things done without putting the citizens of Georgetown County in more hardship than they already are.
And I mean, and that sounds good on the surface, and I'm just interested, maybe he can, in a Facebook post or however he communicates, unpack that a little bit more, because it sounds good to say we have these ways, but the reality is you don't know, because you haven't been there. But
Yeah, at this point, I don't totally disagree with him. I'm for the penny sales tax if it's managed right. So so we're for that. Have some concerns. The tax increase, I think there was a couple of areas where I agree there should have been another um, source of revenue that addressed some of the needs that was identified at the county level. But again, you can't say for sure because you don't know. We don't know the depth of what they're dealing with over there. But not doesn't totally disagree with him on these issues. These are not my burning issues. And so when we get to this thing about Andrews, and I'll have a little bit more to say.
Especially due to the inflation nationwide. But Andrews has a lot of work to do. Andrews is a different. It's a different. How I want to put it. It's a different situation that needs to be answered in a different way than what they've been trying to answer.
What do they?
Yeah, I would love to know more about that right there for someone that doesn't live here, and hearing it again right now. Okay, I guess I had a raw nerve. It just got touched. It's interesting that folks that don't spend any time here to have so much to say. And when you're getting your information from your buddy or Facebook, and again, people who don't pay attention to what's going on. Yeah, everybody has some challenges. Not saying that we're there, but we're not. And the way, this reaction is, it's concerning. And I wouldn't, and I'll listen to the rest of it, but
just that off the top.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We don't put that out in the atmosphere.
Well, Andrews has faulty. Everybody knows water, sewer. Their infrastructure is gone. Mm-hmm. And
there's no clue.
Everybody has, and I agree. Everybody. My thing is, people need to travel outside of Georgetown County sometimes and really, really explore and ask questions before they get up and saying this town that started. And here's the thing: Georgetown is older than Andrews, and Georgetown has way more water, way more infrastructure problems than Andrews. And this is just fact.
Well, I mean, we all do. And you look across these 271 municipalities in the state of South Carolina and beyond. If you're Old Town, you're going to have challenges. If you have not upgraded, and he'll talk a little bit more about, these things will happen over time. And I agree with him, but you got to be careful how a place that you're going to represent or should be representing, that you're going to come with these type of strong feelings and don't have a clue to really what's going on. He couldn't tell you the amount of work that has been done to this point. We all can make a general statement that, yes, it was really bad. It started a long time ago. We all agree with that. But get yourself updated to what's been happening to see where the direction that this town or any other town is.
If you're asking somebody to vote for you, put you in a position of leadership, that's the very least you would expect that type of person to do, is to do the due diligence before they get on a public platform like this and just start saying all kinds of stuff.
And he was here before again, and come sit down and those things that he has expressed, let's come look at the books, come look at the, what's been done and where we're going before you make a strong statement like this blindly, because it does have an impact. Whether you are a elected official or a citizen speaking to issues like this or concerns like this, you better just make sure that you have sat down with the people who run this thing every day and take a look at it, and you'll have an appreciation for where the town is at this point in time. You would think that people dying and it's
let's go
disingenuous.
People sit there and they say, well, the mayor's done this, the mayor's done that. Well, I'm gonna tell you now, this is not from this mayor. This is from years and years of neglect in the town of Andrews.
But do you think this mayor's doing a lot to try to make it better?
He's trying to do his best with what he has to work with.
All right, and what is that? What is that like? Can you? He said you're trying to do his best, your best. He and you could actually there's actually numbers and there's actually concrete things that have been done where you could say, well, this is what I've done during this time to say that. So to just I'm gonna give you a chance to when it says he's doing his best, that's a condescending kind of way to say that, and not
Well,
acknowledge the things that have actually been done.
Well, and again, it goes back to my earlier comment: is if you would come and sit down and look at where we are, look at the system, see the progress, then you wouldn't have this panic in your voice, concern that is collapsing to the point where you would suggest that we file bankruptcy and turn everything over
whoa,
to.
Man, whoa, man. Let me let him say that. Hold on a second. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. Let me let him finish.
And that's my honest opinion. Now,
I do see now the trenches.
All right, and I just want to say this right here. That statement, that's my honest opinion. That's like saying I'm 99% right. That's the same as saying I'm 99% right. Because if you're 99% right, you're 100% wrong. So an honest opinion is not an educated opinion. And when we say it, it sounds like, well, he gave his honest opinion. We're not, you know what I mean? Your honest opinion is not valid in this.
Especially when you have an opportunity to come and sit down and ask those questions and address those before you go live, expressing these deep concerns about the municipality. That's the only municipality in the District 3 that serve 11,000 people and 2,000 students. So why wouldn't you come and sit down and say what's going on? Because of course the infrastructure is very important for a number of reasons, and so this it is a bad move. It's not a good look.
With a shovel in a ditch, 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
yeah. So and people say leadership. You have people say leadership, and other people say, well, it's not leadership. Well, most people in Andrews has realized that this has been going on for years.
So who failed Andrews? And as you say, it's been going on before Frank McCleary was mayor. So where did they get failed and who failed?
Well, a lot of the problem in Andrews, I feel like, this is my personal opinion, you can't take 2, 3 people or 4 people that is employed by the town to do regular maintenance on your sewer, water, and electrical.
Why does his personal opinion seem like he's stating like a fact, like he's talking like he knows what he's talking about? So
and those numbers are wrong.
Is there 4 or 5 people running the town of Andrews? Again, he said this is his personal opinion. Obviously, he don't know, but
now don't get me wrong. I would love to have more across the board, but again, 4 or 5 that's inaccurate as well.
So let's let him finish his opinion. I'm sorry.
Andrews, I feel like, this is my personal opinion, you can't take 2, 3 people or 4 people that is employed by the town to do regular maintenance on your sewer, water, and electrical. It takes a team, and it takes teamwork to do that, to keep up with it. And over the years, it hasn't been maintained properly. That's why they're having the issues now, and it just happened to fall on Mayor McCleary's lap.
So what did you as a county council person do to help make that better?
Well, there's a lot of things we can do to work. We can do to work with the mayor.
Now this is the part that trips me up, right? Because he says there's a lot of things that we can do to work with the mayor. You need to be worried about the citizens of Andrews, South Carolina, and that's who was work it like. And then the question was, what can they do to help? So he said there's a lot. And so he's gonna offer you now what the help should be.
Okay. All right. Let's let it roll then.
If you really, let me tell you what I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is my personal opinion. This is nothing that I would push, but this is something that I would love to talk to the citizens of Andrews about. I feel like that the town of Andrews, to help their citizens, should file a bankruptcy. They should liquidate what they have. They should take that money, pay for their water, sewer, for their infrastructure as what they can. Turn it over to the county.
All right, let's go. There you go, sir. That's how they can help Mayor McCleary. Do you accept that help, sir?
I'll simply put it like this: we don't need a representative who think that that's a good idea, because the town of Andrews is nowhere close to having to do anything of that. And again, understand who you're going to represent and understand where they are before you speak and have these personal opinions, because if it's your personal opinion, that's what you're going to be. If you're in the seat, that's how you're going to lead and make decisions. Although
he said he did that double talk thing. He said this is not something that he would push, but this is something he would like to talk to the citizens of Andrews about.
He welcome
why if it's something you wouldn't push, why even brought it up now?
Yeah, that's not an option, buddy. And again, this is why people need to pay a close attention to the folks who want to represent them at whatever level. This is telling. And you think about the impact. You think it's just that simple. And you'll see in his interview, he doesn't have the trust and confidence in the county, but you want us to turn Andrews over to the county, who is already
he's going to
not
get right in.
someone that he trusts. Come on now. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, we don't need that kind of representation.
Bankruptcy, bro.
Yeah, that is the worst idea I've ever heard.
File bankruptcy and turn it over to the county. Because here's why. Let's keep it going here. Oh, man.
It's interesting.
Taxpayers in the town of Andrews, and all taxpayers wise in town of Andrews, is like $3.4 million.
Wrong.
Like $3.4 million.
Again, you're quoting again. You have no idea what the budget is.
Wow. And this is coming from the mayor, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. This is all Scott had to do. This is all Scott had to do is get on the phone right afterward, and then came right back and said, all right, we fact checked what was said. And I mean, easily, you know what I mean? But
and these are public documents.
There ain't nothing to be
hid. I think the budget is online. Yeah, it's like anywhere else. The county, I think if you talk to any entity, they will tell you they don't have enough money to do what they need to do. And so then for him to suggest that because you're not sitting on $60 million, it may be more than that. It may be $100 million to change this entire system. And any system you have, water and sewer is very expensive if you're going to overhaul the entire system. And if he would have come to talk to me, he would have seen there's $18 million that has been applied in the last 8 years to the water and sewer system. He would also see that Andrews have some of the best and never had an issue with the quality of water.
Well, that's
according to DEAC. Those are reports. Those are written reports.
Listen, I hear that from the folks out in Lambertown constantly. Whenever there's a situation where the water, it is one of the dumbest myths about the quality of water in Andrews, South Carolina. And it's like, if you, I hope you don't believe me, and just go check.
Yeah,
just go check.
But again, but again, there's, we've got repairs to be done, upgrade, and that's all in progress. We got, it's frustrating because, again, as you said before, we've had these conversations over and over. All I had to do is go back and, or first of all, if you don't want to come talk to me, then just go back to some of your shows and
watch the podcast. That's it.
Watch the podcast. And it
okay,
clearly lays
get over your male envy. I know you wish you looked like this. Hold on, let's put this on screen right here. I know you wish you looked like this, baby. I know that. Look at that, Denzel, baby. Hey, this Denzel 2.0. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Maybe I should just take my face off and put my voice on so people can hear. Because all of this stuff he's talking about, we've covered.
We've covered it over and over again. There's tons of information.
I get tired of it sometimes. I'm like, man, but obviously it doesn't reach all the way to the back of the class.
Yeah. And it's very challenging to maintain your composure when you have folks speaking like this and haven't done their proper research. And it ain't hard. It's on my desk. It's on the website. Just come take a look at it. But to be here at 10 o'clock at night or whatever it is and having to address these things. And again, it's important that we address them now. We don't let these things just linger out here because there's decisions to be made in a very short period of time.
But here, my point is,
You understand?
here's another.
And the thing is, you can't let people just let this thing, because someone will take that and go, now that what he just said, these things he's saying that is completely inaccurate, will be the deciding factor in some cases, but I know voters are smarter than that. And, but it's a little frustration, but I think it's important, and I'm glad I'm here tonight, but it's seriously unnecessary. And again, I know this young man, and he know me, he know where I am, and I wish he would have come here now, but we're going to have to correct these false statements he put out here.
What are the citizens of Andrews getting out of that?
So when you say turn it over to the county, you mean police, fire,
Everything.
to the county, and let the sheriff's department?
Let the sheriff department control it. They do it now. And I tell you why they do it now.
Either that's ignorance or it's a lie. You can take whichever one you want, but it's one of them two. That's your choices. Okay.
It's Town of Andrews for a long time haven't had
certified
certified police officers.
All right, there you go. And I know I listen, I know what branch of government you work in. Just for the moment, I'd like for you to I like for you to just because I'm gonna as soon as I get to the A tomorrow and get them drinks cool, I'm going beeline the chief's office, because that's what I do, right? This is what Scott Gab News won't do for y'all. He would let this lie, these misinformations. Now he just said for a long time the police officers in Andrews ain't certified, and I hear people saying that. But the one thing I've since I became at the age of 50, I know people probably noticed over the last couple of years, I will ignore an ignorant statement. I will leave you in your ignorance. And I just, because especially when they speak it with such conviction. But the damage that can be done by people that, again, are supposed to be, upstanding, and then, bidding now to become a representative of all these people. You should come out with the facts. I don't know. Yeah. And because that's where you're going to lead. That's how you're going to lead and make decisions based on what you think is true, as opposed to taking the time to understand. Now I'm sitting here, there's not one uncertified officer. Well, let's let him finish. I keep interrupting. It's just so good. Yeah. I keep interrupting. But let me let him finish this statement about the police.
Long time haven't had certified police officers. So
he didn't even believe that, and he shouldn't have. Craig, you shouldn't have said that. Even if you know what I mean. Like, if that's something that's being said at a little watering hole, you shouldn't have said that, and you could tell how you said it. And Trump would be disappointed in you, because I'm a big time Trump man, and you messing it up right now.
It's Town of Andrews for a long time haven't had certified police officers. So
people in Andrews eating dog. What did he just say?
I wasn't ready for that one.
The county's always had to come in and help. They do something, they have to call them, and the county has to come in.
Ain't that the sheriff's job? I mean, if let's just say the town of Andrews had 0 police officers, wouldn't that be the sheriff's job? Isn't that what isn't Andrews in Georgetown County?
Well, here's what I will allow if the sheriff and Chief Cocker wanted to address this. But what I in terms of how they cover it. Now, here's the deal. There's no secret in any of the law enforcement agency throughout South Carolina, there are shortages in officers. And again, typically, they will cover each other. Yes, and the sheriff has been doing a wonderful job in assisting the town. But I want to tell you, since Chief Chris Cockrell has been here. We've had certified officers. There is it's against the law to have anyone that is uncertified operating a vehicle. That hasn't
So
happened
he said
in this
y'all
town
breaking the
for
law. He said y'all
yeah,
breaking the law.
exactly. So if he'd be hard pressed if he come down and talk to any of the officers that are here in Andrews. I'm sure they'll be happy to show him their certification from the Criminal Justice Academy. And again, there you go, pushing these narrative that, you know, he's in his little circle or whatever circle he's communicating with, pushing this out false information.
Gab, you better get your butt
That is
on the phone and
dangerous.
correct this now. You better correct this. You pushing
Now,
out.
has this
danger.
happened? If he's talking in the past few years ago, yes, before the law changed, yes, because there was a provision where it's an officer could under the supervision of a class 1 operate. That's long gone, and Andrews is in compliance with all of SLED requirements. Again, it bothers me because I know the hard work that these officers put in, and I know what they have done to sacrifice to cover this town and to do the best, you know, do a great job. All they have to do is show up on the first Wednesday of every month, and you'll see the activity. He's also working. And again, I always give the sheriff department, credit and respect for coming in and assisting. That happens. It's going to happen anywhere you go. But for him to say what he said now is completely inaccurate. Okay, completely inaccurate. And I would again, nice guy, but he lacks information when he's speaking on Andrews and probably some of the other things because he has not done his homework. And that's a disservice to the people that are working hard, Mr. Craig.
33 days away from the election.
It's a disservice to the people that are working hard and making things happen in spite of the shortfalls.
So now the taxpayers are also paying the county to come in and the police officers that are uncertified, which by law, uncertified officers shouldn't be driving one of the police car. I feel like the town of Andrews and the taxpayers of town of Andrews cannot afford to pay enough taxes to keep Andrews afloat with everything that needs to be done.
So why would anybody that gets services from that has anything to do with these 2,000 kids that come to school here every day, why would anybody vote for this man? And he is, and I mean, and we haven't even gotten into this is the first part of the conversation, and it's all about Andrews and Andrews.
But here's the irony. If he was paying attention to the council that he is now trying to get a seat on, he'll see how the taxes was raised. He'll see that the millage doubled.
Oh,
he'll see.
Man,
I mean, come on.
You're getting ahead. You're getting ahead now. You're getting ahead now. Come on.
You know I am, because this kind of stuff frustrates me and I'm trying to be a nice guy here tonight, but it's hard to contain myself when I'm listening to this nonsense, and it's now spread across whatever Gab's listening audience is. You got a man here who wants to be a representative for a district of over 5,000 people and a county, making decisions, a county of over 60 some odd thousand people that hasn't done his homework. Hasn't done his homework to come out here and speak intelligently about what's going on.
He did his homework. It's just wrong.
Well, he must have copied off the wrong page, the wrong student, because this is all inaccurate.
Now, you talked about this with any residents?
I have discussed it with
several. Have you brought it up to the mayor?
I have not.
Okay, but what about
Bingo.
Hey, good one, Scott.
Bingo.
You know, I'm gonna give you credit with credit's due. Now, I have not.
Bingo. See that
right there.
Have you brought it up to the mayor?
I have not.
Okay, but what about the residents?
Well, I have talked to several.
And what are their thoughts?
Couple groups, and
a couple groups. So there's a couple groups working against the interests of Andrews. Not working to see him do what he's supposed to do on the county council, but it's Andrews. It's get Andrews. It's get Andrews. That's it.
I think we have had enough of misrepresentation or folks that just not representing this town, and I refuse to stand by and allow this kind of nonsense to be spread across, the county, the state, without, setting the record straight. This is nonsense. This is not a good start to a campaign or a term, even, if he wins this thing.
And that's why I'm saying about the danger. Like, I know it's cliche to say, this is the most important election, but Georgetown County, just in general, could look completely different. And again, I just want you guys to keep in mind and just listen to him. It's him talking. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm just listening. But here we go.
So a lot of them see my point. But, that's not my call. That would not be my call. That's not nothing I can do in the council to do that, because unless the citizens of the district and the town of Andrews come to me and say, look, this is what we would like to do, then I would do everything I can to help the citizens of Andrews in that process.
Let me ask
the process of throwing away all of Andrews' history,
Yes.
totally collapsing things.
Yes.
That's what you want to be helpful in.
Yes. That's what he's saying. Yes.
Well, thank God home rule is in effect, and then there is a council, a mayor council form of government that's here to protect the interests and to work hard for its citizens, as opposed to leaving that up to a county council, a potential county councilman. That's why it's important that you vote and understand who you are putting in the chair. This is dangerous.
Okay. And I'm screaming, go vote, because I'm telling you now, y'all let these type of people get in office. I'm gonna let you know about it. So this is and again, I promise you, he has all the best intentions.
Well, I did, until we start to break this thing down. Because if you have the best intention to represent people, you would do your homework before you come out. That's if you can misspeak or whatever and have it, but this is a series of just
the road to hell.
Bad information.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So that's not an honest opinion. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
About EMS and Andrews, of course, one of the big topics has been the fact that they no longer have an ambulance inside the town limits. It's been relocated to the Big Dam area. Do you think it needs to come back?
Yes.
What can you do?
110%. It need to be back.
What can you do to help make it come back as a county council person?
It's a long process, and I'll tell you why my process would be long. Right now the county is asking for 2 1-cent sales taxes. One 1-cent sales taxes to help Andrews. Which I personally disagree with the county taxpayers paying out on Andrews mismanagement.
Hold on. What did he say? What did he say?
Go back. This. Oh my God. Listen at this. Listen at this now.
Listen, guys.
So this is supposed to be just for Andrews. So $100 million is what he's saying.
Well, let's go back here. Here we go.
This is what we would like to do. Then I would do everything I can to help.
Do you think it needs to come back?
Yes.
What can you do?
110%. It need to be back.
What can you do to help make it come back as a county council person?
It's a long process, and I'll tell you why my process would be long. Right now the county is asking for 2 1-cent sales taxes. 1 1-cent sales taxes to help Andrews.
Please stop it right there.
There you go.
Okay. So if anybody listening has been listening to anything, whether it's coming from the county or anyone talking about the penny sales tax, that is a county-wide penny sales tax. There was a deliberate process that a commission that they stood up that would go through to select projects that these penny sales, this 1-cent sales tax will fund. Everybody in this county or every entity had an opportunity to present projects that will, assess and present it to the county council for approval. It's not just Andrews only had, I think we had 4 projects
So let
There's a,
me
that's
help
not for
educate.
Andrews. Did you hear him? Did you? I mean,
Oh,
this guy said this was just
I
for
heard
Andrews.
it. Let me
For
help educate
$100
you.
million is coming to Andrews. That is nonsense. Please, this is.
Let me help
Yeah, I
educate.
don't think I can do much more of this tonight.
Mr. Cumbie, here's where you were completely wrong in your statement, right? So here's some information on the sales tax. We've been talking about that. What you're getting confused, right, is the court case from the penny sales tax from 2014, right?
No, he ain't confused. No, this ain't confusing. You listen at him. He's talking about what's happening right now. This process we go. He's not confused. He's just not
and
informed.
I can help him that. So here's the ballot, Mr. Cumbie, that your name is on. Okay, and I'm gonna speak slow because you probably went to Andrews High with me. Your name is on this ballot. This is the sample ballot for November election coming up, right? On this ballot, those taxes that you're speaking so uneloquently about, here they are on this, right? And you said that that's a 1 cent penny sales tax for Andrews. Now,
Andrews only.
Andrews only. That would be great. I would love that, right? But
I
it
love
would
$100
not be
million.
fair to the people of Georgetown County. That's why they went through the process, right? And let's go through here. Here are the projects that the people are going to be voting on. 1, Browns Ferry Water District, $3 million. That's not in Andrews, sir. Number 2, the city of Georgetown, grant match funding for relocation of electric utility lines along Black River Road. That's not in Andrews, sir. Number 3, the Waccamaw Regional Transit Authority, grant match money. That's not in Andrews, sir. That's a transfer facility in the city of Georgetown, sir. Then you got Andrews is number 4. Let's keep it going. Since you said this was all about Andrews, right? Okay, there's number 6 right there.
Number 5 and 4 and 5 is Andrews.
4 and 5 is Andrews. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6 is, stay with me, Mr. Cumbie. I'm giving you some facts right here. Now, I'm taking this straight from the ballot, bro. Straight from the ballot that your name is on, and write my name and his name in his place, guys. If because that's crazy. No, just vote for Ernie Cooper. All right. Number 6, the town of Pawleys Islands, nowhere near Andrews. Georgetown County, $832 for the Northwest Regional Park, Pleasant Hill, not in Andrews. Georgetown County, Waccamaw Regional, number 8, not in Andrews. Okay, where we going at? Number 9, not in Andrews. Georgetown,
13
number
million.
10, Pawleys Island, 13 million, and there we go. Georgetown County Water and Sewer District, $13 million for Sanford Community Sewer Project. We talked about that for now a year now, right? The town of Pawleys Island, $2 million. Storm. All of these places are dealing with this stormwater, sewer. Every place every municipality is dealing with this. Okay, it's not just an Andrews thing, and we just need to cash in. Let's push the chips to the middle of the table and just let Georgetown run it. Man, you sound like a fool. Town of Andrews, $0.3 million public works for fire and equipment and storage. George, number 13. Okay. So I'm just showing you, sir. This is what's on
go
the
through
ballot
all of
that
because
you
how many times you call Georgetown
County 14, 15. Okay.
You know?
Yep.
And that's and
Georgetown
again,
County, 900 landfill. City of Georgetown, $1 million for a substation for the fire. Okay, this was money that was raised in the last one. I can get into all that stuff, but anyway, City of Georgetown, another $2 million for South Fraser and Manual. Why? How is this? And he's so adamant. This is for Andrews. I don't agree with collecting a tax for Andrews. Georgetown County Water and Sewer. I mean, Plantersville.
That's 7 million. Exactly.
Please tell me all the Andrews.
Yeah. This is
this
for
thing says,
and again,
Andrews.
So, and this is a document
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
a county document
this is
that is
the
available to everybody.
this is the backup list.
That's the forgot the continuation list or whatever they call it. Yeah. And so and here it is
The
that,
contingency list.
we're
Yes.
contingency list. And here we are out here trying to promote this thing. And that alone, what he said that is just for Andrews would turn other voters off if they didn't do their homework, because it shouldn't be for just one municipality. And it's not. But, but again, our citizens are paying into this too. So this is very dangerous for someone.
What he said, and stupid, because, I mean, there was a fight because Andrews was left off of the steering committee. That Andrews is all for Andrews, but Andrews wasn't even on the committee that you basically had to stalk the committee in order to get Andrews heard at the table.
Yeah, I mean, we worked really hard, and again, I give that commission a lot of credit. Did a great job to lay out this list and the contingency list, and did it right. And again, it represented the entire county. Now there are areas, just like you said, and I said Georgetown repeatedly, but again, there are areas that there's a lot of unincorporated area. 13 million, let's go to for Sanford and that business. That's all makes sense. But for someone to say this $100 million that is projected over the next 8 years is all coming to Andrews, that is nonsense. That is misleading, and it would if that's what he's talking about on his campaign trail, we have a problem.
I tell you what, Mr. Craig, if you can get that 100 million steered to Andrews, buddy, I'll do whatever I can to get
we'll
you
put it to work,
buddy. But
then maybe we could, get this whole system changed out at one time.
For real,
that's not likely.
100 mil, they doing it all just for Andrews. Here's the problem. Here's what it is. It's because he watches the show, but he doesn't watch with an open mind. Right. And it's not that I need to convince him of anything, but he's not listening to anything. What you guys hear is me standing up for Andrews, South Carolina. Right. And I've posted this document now for the last couple years right here about this list right here from the first capital project sales tax. Right now, I can't do nothing as to why the people of and when y'all ain't standing up, the people ain't standing up about the fire stations or any of this thing. But number 3 is about Andrews, South Carolina. None of these things were completed. Well, the dredging was completed, but they're asking for more money for the dredging, right? But I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit too right now. But to put a button on that, that's why he think it's all about Andrews, because we're the only people bringing light to this thing. So it must be about Andrews. No, it's about this county council and their decision making process. And here he is coming with the same energy that's already there.
Yep.
All right, let's get back to Brother Craig. Go ahead, Brother Craig.
Which I personally disagree with the county taxpayers paying out on Andrews' mismanagement.
Oh man.
Is asking for 2 1-cent sales taxes. 1 1-cent sales taxes to help Andrews, which.
So, and so for all of us who are in favor of this penny sales tax, this is a no vote right here. Because he's misinformed, and anybody he's talking to. So I would suggest that those folks that are currently, that are on that county council, you need to talk to this young man.
Y'all better talk to that man,
because he can really derail everything,
Christian.
all the hard work that you put into this thing.
Take some time, call these people in and educate them, because he could really, like, I mean, and somebody who trusts and believe in Mr. Cumbie could listen to this and just they see that, oh, that's that thing for Andrews and
it's
vote no.
gone. Yeah.
And here are 20 something other projects on there. But and again, Scott, you should be posting a correction to this, okay? Because you're passing misinformation if you don't. All right. Obviously, you don't start your political season until Welcome to Andrews started. So,
and I would, and again, I wouldn't blame the interviewer because unless they're coaching them through this thing, and I don't think that's it. I know
I would. I would, and I am because
because Scott is not the guy that's trying to get in the seat to represent the people. He is. So he should come to an interview with the correct information because he's the guy responsible 110%.
And I Scott, I can't rough you up from that because I said that too. I said, man, Scotty did you no favors, and he knew. And you see, as this thing goes on, we are only 8 minutes into this thing, and you'll see. We're not going to go through the whole thing because again, it's more the same. Right. But he's got a little bit more here where he's talking about Andrews, and let's hear about it.
I personally disagree with the county taxpayers paying out on Andrews' mismanagement over the years. I think if you want to get a 1 cent sales tax, you need to have a sales tax that's going to provide help for the citizens of Georgetown County.
God. Craig, hit the follow button, bro. Hit the follow button. And I'm not the biggest proponent of this sales tax, penny sales tax, but primarily because of the way the first one was mismanaged, right? But for you to sit here and say what you just said, if this list does not encompass Georgetown County, then we must be in Berkeley County or
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg, come on, man. Come on now, you can't be passionate and wrong.
But think about this. This is information that is at your fingertips on your smartphone. This has been briefed over and over again, and I'm sure he's been attending the county council meetings. And I know he was there when this commission presented these projects to the county council. There is no reason, absolutely no reason why he should be putting out this false information. None.
I got a reason because he don't know no better. I mean, all this stuff has been up. As a matter of fact, there's a community meeting coming up on, was it today? When was that? October, where are we at? October 3rd? Yeah, that was today in Plantersville at Plantersville Elementary. There's another meeting October 10th at Howard. And then there's another one October 15th at the Waccamaw Regional Recreation Center. Maybe you should go in there and talk to these people, sir, before you get up on Gab and let Scott let you make a complete fool of yourself, sir. This is not a good look, man. And this is what we're not looking for Georgetown County to go up there. Don't act like if you don't know, just say you don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, I'll figure it out. I'll get the information I need, but just to get up here and let's go.
That being said, a 1 cent sales tax to help provide funds for the sheriff's department, for EMS, and for our fire. There's no reason we should not have EMSs in most communities. Now, you could take like Sanford and Santee, 1 fire, 1 ambulance. But with a 1 cent sales tax for that, we could have them around the clock. We need around the clock EMS and fire in our rural areas. They have it at the beach. I understand at the Waccamaw Neck because it's populated, but
does he not understand that in 2014 there's a list? And let me pull this up here again. Pull it up here one more time. One more time, guys. This is why we got to pay attention to these local elections, man. Got to pay attention. Got to pay attention, right? And he said there should be fire stations around the clock. This is why I don't agree with the, you know what I mean? That's why I'm apprehensive. So don't agree is not a good word, but this is why I'm skeptical about the 1 cent penny sales tax. You can see here number 4, fire stations, right?
I
Does
think
he
there were
know?
7 of them. There were 7 additional fire stations built throughout the county. The
Yep.
problem is that again, those things, not all of them are manned. They're not equipped, and they're just now becoming, in many cases,
Just
storage area,
storage. That's it. That's
storage
it.
facility. But that's
That's it.
$1.5 million that went into those things. And I know the one in Big Dam is active now, or has been, and that's where the ambulance was moved to.
When
But
I go out to that old gun church out there in Plantersville on that road, there's
Yeah.
fire stations out there that's just brand spanking new. Nobody's in them.
In fact, the equipment that was taken from the ambulance station here, it was placed in one of those places because it was, again, not used for the purpose that it was built for. It wasn't thought through. And again, you know, at this point, this has been going on too long for this man not to know any details about how the penny sales tax. And if you look in there, there's specific things that these monies can be applied to. Some of the things that he's suggesting is not on that list. And so again, these are decisions that impacts a lot. You're talking about just someone spewing this kind of information out can shut down this whole operation, can affect a whole bunch of people and make them uneasy, as we all are right now, because I'm not 100% because of the past. But again, I know if it's done right, it's going to be a good thing. And I also want to point out to him and everybody else too, the folks in Andrews also pay taxes. Okay, so the county is not taking care of Andrews, sir. We're carrying our fair share. So they need to get off of that narrative about what the county is doing. No. In fact, if you have all of the stores and the restaurants in Georgetown and beyond, and that's where we're shopping, it's already been proven that we're spending almost $5 million in food and beverage outside of the town of Andrews. Come on, I mean, you do your homework, brother, before you get out here and making yourself look foolish. None of this is accurate.
But I do appreciate the content, though. So thank you for doing this, sir.
Minutes save lives, and I can give you several examples.
Now, I agree with him on this. What he's talking about now with the ambulance, 110% need, and I totally agree with him on that.
I'm out. But again, know where the funding should come from.
A friend of mine that has friends of ours that has passed away due to having an ambulance for 47 minutes.
Say again.
No, I think you have a delay, intermittent, I guess, connections.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to my other Craig.
To the rural district of Georgetown County to not have the proper EMS, fire, and police.
So what you're saying, if I understand correctly, is the problem of not having an ambulance close by is not just the town of Andrews' problem. It's other areas of the county.
Yes, all areas of the county. I'm talking about Chopee, Plantersville, South Island, but we need them around the clock. We don't need a man coming in there like they did with Ms. Moultrie, say, well, I'm at work, I'm volunteer. Well, they have to get in touch with somebody else. And when the ambulance finally got there, it had to come from the Waltham Mall Neck to get to her in North Santee. And when they got there, she passed away.
But you can buy new ambulances if they came to that. But the problem that I'm hearing is you don't have the personnel.
You have to pay them to get the personnel. The same with the sheriff's department. Same with
He's saying it's like it's just if you wave money at these people, they're just gonna appear. What do officers? Yes, I don't know. I know it depends on experience, but what is the officer coming off the just coming into the program makes the gets the qualification? What do you get? What does Andrews start the officers at around?
I think it's about 40,000. It could be a little bit higher, and it depends again on various different things. But the bottom line is that small towns. We had this conversation today at the board meeting in Columbia. Small towns are always going to, fall prey to the larger enforcement agencies because they have more money to pay them and they move around. That's just not, again, that's affecting you. I mean, we see even the sheriff's department is constantly out recruiting and doing job fairs because officers move around. That's the nature of the beast. Same thing with our EMS folks. It's a shortage, and so where we're really hard on the decision that was made to move the ambulance. But what was told to us, we got to put them in a place where they now, because of the shortage, that they can respond to the entire county. But that's just not working out very well. Wishful thinking, we would love to have them in every community within the county, but that's just not the reality. So tough decisions have to be made. And that's what is happening. And we are where we are with respect to that. We wish we had a vote in it, but we didn't. And it's county resources, so they're moving where they want to.
You have to get up with the times and the dates with in line with the other counties that surround us.
How do you do that without taxing?
With the other counties that surround us. Okay, let's unpack
No.
that a little bit.
But here's the thing. But this is the same county that he's saying take on more responsibility. Let Andrews fold, you take on more responsibility. Now, in this breath, they're not doing so well. They're not making good decisions. Which one is it?
What I'm saying, a 1 cent sales tax is what I'm saying. A 1 cent sales tax will bring in about $15
So
million
you're
a year.
saying you support the 1% sales tax, but for different reasons than is being proposed.
Exactly. I mean, there's ways that we can do with 1 cent sales taxes. We can build a building at Pleasant Hill. I mean,
This man is running for office right now. He's asking you guys to vote for him right now, and he's talking about something. The one since is on the ballot. It's on the ballot. He's still talking about wishful thinking. Talk about plugged in. To what? I don't know, but it's definitely not the District 3. 33 days out, and you sounding like this.
why we have to pay a 1 cent sales tax 8 years to get a building put at Pleasant Hill?
But the capital project sales tax, that list is set in stone.
Exactly.
But the local option sales tax, they can use that for whatever. So
Well-
do you support the lost tax if they would use it for emergency services?
Well, look at it this way, and I'm gonna give you an example.
Mhm.
The county says, the administrator says we're gonna have $2.2 million on the average to spend for the county wise. They're gonna give $340 back on a $200,000 home
Right.
on your taxes.
71% goes back to.
That's right.
And the county gets the other
All right,
29%.
exactly. Now, you figure this up. You're gonna get, if you own a $200,000 house, you're gonna get $340 off on your taxes.
Mhm.
This is just an example. $340. Now, you're paying a sales tax all year long on everything, basically most of everything that you buy.
Mhm.
You are paying in more than that $340, a lot more than that $340 on the tax.
Mhm.
So the $340, that's just a waste. All that $340 giving you back is a gimmick to get the sales tax passed.
And he's passionate, and he's going to say something here in a moment that's going to completely contradict what he's saying, because what he's talking about now, guys, is the local option sales tax. Okay, this is one of the two taxes that are on this ballot that I keep putting up on the screen, right? And how did we get to the local option sales tax? What brought this about in Georgetown County? It's a rhetorical question. I did a whole thing on it. You know what I mean? I may have to change my name to Prophet in a little bit. Andrew's the Prophet. So, but please, you know what? Let Mr. Craig continue to talk a little bit so that we can tie all of this stuff together and then put a bow on this whole thing right here real fast. It's a little bit exhausting, but Georgetown County, I need y'all to pay attention. District 3.
But I guess I'm confused. What?
Scott, you confused Scott. Scott, like, hold on now. Are you for it or you against it?
That's just a waste. All that $340 giving you back is a gimmick to get the sales tax passed.
But I guess I'm confused. What 1% sales tax would you support to get the
I would
emergency
support
services?
Neither one.
Neither one is on
Neither
the
one's
ballot
on it right now. Not
So
for.
we need to
not-
start from scratch.
We have to start from scratch,
Okay.
and let's do something for the people of Georgetown County. The safety is the most concern of Georgetown. That's what this country was founded on, and we've got away from that.
Mhm.
Our sheriff's department has struggled over the years. Now they've been struggling. Yes, they got a raise, but they still are not exactly in line with the other counties. And I really think it's a disgrace that the people of Georgetown County sit here, and when deputies get called, he's got 5 or 6 out here. They at the beach. Understandably, they got.
He had to show deference to the beach. Understandably, got the population out there. You can neglect us, but why don't you take care of those folks on the beach? Now, he says some things here. He says that the sheriff department is now that he said what he said about the sheriff department and this other stuff like here. Could you please tell us how this, from your understanding, how this local option sales tax came to pass?
Well, I don't know the decisions they got here, but it's another tool that can drive, again, that can be used just like the penny sales tax, that to set off some of the taxes that he just described, and then other funds. But I would, if it's done right, whatever that 29%, it still should go towards things that benefit the county. It's not going in anybody's pocket. So it's all going to be, if it's applied to the right thing, and I believe that they will, because everybody's watching now, it will go to that. It's not going in anybody's pocket. So these are tools. Both of these penny sales taxes are a good tool that counties can use, and Georgetown County hasn't taken advantage of this over the years. So I think it's a good thing. We're talking about one penny out of every sale that goes to this thing, that goes to all of these projects and all of the things that they talk about. Now, whether there's a you're going to break even by paying, based on his math, $340, and then the money that you pay into, or the sales that you're a part of over this time period, it may not equal out. But again, responsible leaders will place that money where it should be to benefit the entire county. That's what that's all about. It's not going to be an even break, and I agree. But again, it's still a useful tool to help move things along, because it's like he said earlier about Andrews not being able to generate enough revenue to do X, Y, Z. That's everybody. That's why these things here
That's
off the rise. Okay,
and there you go. And that's what I was getting at. That's
yes.
why the local option sales tax came about, because they were trying to figure out a way to get more money.
Yes.
Okay, they had to move some money around in order to get the sheriff an extra $1 million, and in return, the millage rate in Georgetown County doubled.
But yeah, it's a useful tool, and again, do not throw the baby out with the bathwater in this situation. Let's move forward. Let's learn about these taxes. Let's move forward, and we hold each other accountable to ensure that they go where the folks have voted for this money to be spent. So he's gone back and forth on this thing, whether he's for it now, he's against it again, and so you've done all that within 13 minutes of an interview that have gone back and forth on this thing, and it should be at this point. You should be well informed of how what these things are for, and how they now are aligned with the projects, and understanding that it's a countywide effort. He's not ready for this.
Here, but then you got over here, you don't see one because they don't have the employees. It's not the sheriff's fault. It's Georgetown County's fault. It's mismanagement from Georgetown County.
When you say Georgetown,
so if Georgetown County is mismanaging Georgetown County, let's just throw Andrews in there so they can mismanage Andrews too, right?
Yeah. See, this is all contradictory, man. We should be asleep right now, but we got to entertain this kind of foolishness.
you mean the county finance department?
No, the county council had opportunities to pass what our sheriff needed, and they have blown it off time and time
But
again.
what about people who say maybe we don't need as an expensive of a jail, that we're getting, and we can use some of that money for raises and
The
salaries?
jail is very important.
And he's right. The jail is very important, but it's just I'm laughing. Scott is actually man, Scott switched on you at this point in the interview, sir. He got kind of annoyed with you.
I think Scott's doing a good job here. I mean, it's
Scott got annoyed with him right there because it's just like Scott's always there. He's always covering all this, so he has, if not an in-depth, a surface level knowledge of a lot of different topics, and he normally talk.
So think about it. So then, and I agree, all of these things, because there's laws that governs the stat. This detention center got to be, I know it's old and dilapidated, and even folks who are being detained, they have rights.
Whoa! I know where you're going. You're going. Hold on. Let's let him finish. Hold on. Right. Let him say it. I know where you're going. Let him say it.
We losing?
Oh no, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey, let me run this part back here because it's this kind of thing right here to where when you let me pull this up on the screen. Let me get this back on the screen because I got excited and played it, and I'm sitting there listening to it, commenting on it, and you guys ain't hearing it. But hold on, here we go.
Bowlers and stuff as they were needed, and that jail county.
When you say Georgia, you mean the county finance getting, and we can use some of that money for raises and salaries.
The jail is very important. Mm-hmm. It is very important. They have fought that old jail for years, and I can tell you that because I have worked in the jail changing out the bowlers and stuff as they were needed, and that jail is not up to date.
Well, I haven't worked at the jail down there, but I've heard about the conditions of it. But I have been in Andrews Town Hall, and I wouldn't leave my dog in there for too long without fear of something happening to him. It's amazing how these people can have so much concern for safety and all of this other stuff, yet these people subject themselves in Town Hall in Andrews every day to unsafe conditions. But here he is talking about the 1 cent sales tax for Andrews that he is totally against, yet the safety. Run it back one more time, Craig. Am I right? Did I know where you were going with this?
Oh yeah. And so now you know what's more valuable.
For the safety of our deputies and our jail personnel, we need the new jail. Mm-hmm. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm. $65 million, but he's offhand. He's saying don't vote for the penny sales tax for Andrews. Andrews needs about $5 million to complete a town hall because of the safety. You know what I mean? Are you not concerned about the safety, or is it because these people are black? I'm going there. I'm sorry, sir. Let's finish because again, I thank you for coming on tonight. Also, because I really wanted to go crazy on this video, right? I really wanted to go crazy on this video because this is politically stupid what he's doing, but I it's important that the people hear the facts. So thank you for being here to keep me kind of.
And the thing is, we're a very diverse community, and so we got our employees that work in this building that you're talking about at risk every day. It's a diverse staff. Not only that, people that come in to do business. But again, it is predominantly African American. But it ain't, and I don't think it's about that. I think it's about they have written Andrews off. And in some cases, we have allowed them to think this way.
Let me clear this. I'm not accusing him of this.
No, right.
But it's easily interpreted that way when you can have so much passion, because you worked on the ballers in the jail, but you haven't even visited the town hall, Andrews, but you know so damn much about what's going on in the town of Andrews.
Yeah. So you got, and again, but to your point, and I know you're not, I know you're well, you're not, this is not about race, but elected official people pursuing seats like this need to understand when you start to make these comments and start comparing what's best for the, you got to understand all of that plays into it, because this is the things that people think about constantly. You're talking about a low to moderate income area. You're talking about what's happening in Waccamaw. Those are very wealthy people out there. So then, and if it's not coming here, you leave us to make these assumptions, to come to these conclusions that this is the reason, or these are the reasons why you're not doing what you're supposed to do. When nobody's asked you to come here to run the town of Andrews, we got that. But you have a part. If you're sitting on there as a rep for Andrews, you have a part to represent Andrews. But it's obvious we're not going to get that from this young man, because it's more about what's happening elsewhere.
Man, this dude will be this is with all due respect, he will be a lapdog for them guys up there on county council, because it's just the lack of a grip on the actual facts about what he's talking about. It's just, and he's so confident, which means there's a level of arrogance there, which means there's a level of stubbornness there. So come on, man, like convince somebody that, and you could show him the facts.
Right,
I bet he doesn't have.
If you're interested in knowing what the truth is, and then it's right there before your face. But again, if you think you can come out here and sling these cliches or old narrative that's been somewhat accurate in the past, you think that's going to get you through this? It's not, because I'm not going to let them. I'm not going to allow it to happen. There's too many people that worked hard and continue to work hard for us to allow this kind of misinformation to be spewed across, the airways like this without challenging it.
Let me ask you about a couple of other things. We got a few minutes left. You've been attending a lot of the meetings in the Lambertown area. And I think we even attended the one, if I remember right, in Plantersville concerning the solar farms. What are your thoughts about the solar farms?
And he gets to talking about the solar farms, and if you're from out there in the area where this is affected, you might want to go and check that out, because it was more of the same. Google gop. Right. That's just my honest opinion of this situation. But again, I appreciate you for coming on. And we are here. This channel is here for information. You can go back and just do a study. You can go back and just do a study. Go Facebook, YouTube, and just go back and see what we've been talking about for the last 2 years, last year, and it's been consistent about the topics that really matter in Georgetown County. So when somebody gets up here and just starts spewing stuff like that, understand, like the young folks say, we got the receipts. So, and all in all, here it is, guys. Let's continue to move forward in the right direction. Elect Ernie L. Cooper Sr., Georgetown County, District 3.
Yeah, that's just the bottom line. This is clear. We don't need to hear any more, because we know where this gentleman's focus is. It ain't the detention center is not in District 3. Okay, Andrews is not the only one that's going to benefit from the penny sales tax. Andrews will not file for any bankruptcy based on what this guy's talking. That ain't going to happen. That is not where we are. Andrews have certified officers that are doing a great job here. So all of this is bad, wrong information. It's not a mistake. This man did not do his homework. And if he didn't do it prior to coming on and getting on live and interviewing, he's not going to do it when he's sitting in his seat. And again, nice guy. This is where we divide right here. This is where we separate when you come for and not just Andrews, but just putting out bad information, because again, the penny sales tax everyone is going to benefit from it. But we cannot let that happen either. whether it passes or not, they have done a great job putting this thing together. So I encourage everyone, please go out and get informed about the sales tax and where the money right now is aligned to go. You know, you'll see just like Mr. Jabal just put up there, everything has a dollar sign, a figure beside it. The project is there. The details of the project is on the ballot. So don't let someone come in that doesn't even have half the truth try to become your leader.
And his name is on the ballot.
Yeah, well, you better
don't
check
know
and make sure the spelling is correct, because if you're not going to read what's in front of you, you don't know what's out there.
Yeah. And I thought
You
about
know?
that too, because I was seeing how I don't think he's
You
the
know?
EE, he's the IE, right? Yeah, he's IE right there.
Yeah, that's Cumbie. You know, yeah, we cannot agree with that, Mr. Cumbie. That's, I mean, on these things that you put out here, they are absolutely false.
No doubt. And I'm gonna go find out. I'm going to talk to Chief. And you know,
irresponsible. Well, you know,
Ex Chief,
I'm sure these are.
why are you out here per the candidate, the Republican candidate for the Georgetown County District 3 seat? He said, and then I'm gonna play the clip.
You know, again, as much work and hard work Chief put into getting us to where we are, I'm sure he's not going to be happy with what he's hearing. And again,
that's it. I'm gonna tell you how that conversation is gonna go. That's gonna be well, Jamal, you know, beep beep. No. Nah, he ain't gonna do that, but I'm definitely going to get that answer, because Mr. Cumbie, when you do that, you drag people. Chief don't care as far as like who gets elected. He's going to do his job. But when you throw people under the bus who are working their ass off to do something, and you show no respect for it, then I got to go ask them face to face, so to prove you to be a liar that I know, you know, in that regard right there. Because again, I don't know, you know, I don't know you, and you know, I don't have any issues with you, but when you start speaking about Andrews, South Carolina, just know that there's a political gangbanger. Yeah.
Hey, and I want to know, I'm okay with the truth. We don't get it all right, and we do have work to put. I mean, that's everybody. But this,
but don't lie on Andrews.
This mess,
don't lie on Andrews. Don't lie on Andrews. If you don't know, just be quiet. Don't lie on the A. That's all I'm saying. Don't lie on Andrews. Period. Don't lie. If you lie on Andrews, the flag's coming out.
Political gangster.
Political. Hey,
that's a new one.
Political gangbanger, baby.
Gangbanger.
And this my set. That's my set right here. It is right there. So
that's a new one. There you go.
Flip that over. Hold on.
Get them right side up.
Yeah, don't come from a set. My soldier rags right here. You know what I mean?
Hey, tomorrow, you know, we're feeding the football team.
Absolutely. Tomorrow. I'll be down there. I'll be on the ground early in the morning.
Got a big game in is it Academic Magnet?
Academic Magnet down in Charleston area. We going into the new conference, starting conference play. Like Coach said, everything else that happened before don't matter now, because it's all about
new season.
This is where we decide where we're gonna have our first playoff game at and who we're gonna play. And
we'll have boots on the ground tomorrow night.
Absolutely. I love our chances.
Yep.
Yeah,
all right, well, I appreciate it. Hopefully folks will get informed. Rather, you know, again, you don't have to take my word. You just, it's in writing, and go out there and do your research. Go to the county page with respect to the sales tax stuff. Pull up the minutes. You'll see all the information you need to know about the purpose behind the Winston sales tax, the purpose behind the local option sales tax, and those things, and then how those monies will be distributed if it passes this November. Simple as that. Be an informed voter. Get yourself. You only have until Friday. Friday ends the to be registered to vote. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Yeah, again, So tomorrow is it. If you're not registered tomorrow, you're not going to be able to vote in this upcoming election for anybody. If you verify that your address and your voter's registration is the same, all of the addresses is the same. If it's different, you're not going to be able to vote. So let's do that first. Yes, the school board is next. Yep, Ms. Sandra Johnson is who we need.
Let me shout her out real fast.
Yeah.
All right, I'm here at the 9/11 memorial, and I ran into a candidate who is the incumbent for District 3 school superintendent spot, Miss Sandra. School District 3. Okay. All right. First of all, thank you for coming on here. What'd you think about the program?
It was quite an excellent one, and it is certainly something that we will never forget. And as our mayor, pointed out, we should not forget, and we won't forget.
Okay, like I said, you are the incumbent, and so we got a race coming up here in November, general election. I look forward to sitting down at another occasion and talking to you more about, what it is, the vision that you have for District 3. But just real quick, a quick message to some of the potential voters as to why we need you back at District 3. In District 3.
A big part of it, I believe, is because we have to, we're in the process of choosing another superintendent, a new superintendent. And so I feel that my knowledge and experience on the board would be helpful for me to be there, especially since there will be some new members for sure, and some other ones who have not served as long as I have. And so I feel like my experience might be helpful for the new administration that will be coming in. And I have had the privilege of serving District 3 for a while now, and would like to continue to see all of the work that we have started, get completed, from our bond referendum, where we were able to upgrade all the facilities in the county, all the high schools, and even the bus service. So I just feel that, again, my experience being there would be helpful.
Well, I've heard nothing but good things about you in that regard. You come.
Hey,
So
good
there
stuff.
she is.
And yeah, she's absolutely right. We need continuity. We have, again, of course, Dr. Giles has been in the system for a while, but again, the board makes a lot of decisions, and we need to continue with, this young lady. As she said, there's going to be a turnover for different reasons. Some, the district line has changed, so that's going to bring in a new member. And so we need to keep her in there. She's certainly well qualified, and they have done tremendous things here over time, but we just need to keep and be consistent in how we try to move this school district forward. So Miss Sandra Johnson, okay, there's Sue Johnson's on there, but Miss Sandra Johnson is the young lady that we need to bring back to help, again, continue to move this district forward.
Absolutely. See, can we get her on this coming Tuesday?
Yeah, we need to hear from her.
Few minutes there, but yeah, again, man, I appreciate you. Thank God that we have the ability to address these things. You know what I mean? Right on. Because again, it's out there, and if we don't do this type of thing, it's just out there, and they'll just let it go.
Yeah, and everyone, again, wherever you're the head of the organization, you're going to be, the guy that they keeps referring to. But this is a team effort. There's a lot of people besides myself that put a great deal of work into getting us to where we are. And so, so I will defend their hard work. I defend the citizens that have been pulling along with us, and all of the new business, everyone that's coming in, man. We're moving forward, and to have someone come up and speak ill of this town, it's not going to happen on my watch. Not uncontested.
No doubt, man. So I appreciate you, sir. You have a good evening, and again, we'll
see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, watch this thing and see how it falls. That definitely tomorrow night.
Tomorrow. Actually, no.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good meal. I'll see you on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, have a good one, sir. All right, guys, and there it is right there, man. serious about that, man. Don't come for Andrews. I'm sorry. Don't do it. No, I'm not sorry. Just don't come for us. Unless you got some facts. You got some facts. I'll be right there with you, pointing it out. But make sure you got your facts in order. I understand you want to be a county councilman and all that, whatever. But just coming at Andrews like that ain't gonna work out for you. And that's the bottom line. Because we said so. Peace.